Masechet Yevamot Daf Gimel Amud Aleph 93a1. It says already like this. We just mentioned yesterday by saying, imagine right now, right? Rabbi Akiva, as we were talking about, according to Shittat Rabbi Akiva, does he hold that it's a person could be makneh davar shelo ba'olam? So we said that according to Rabbi Akiva, he does hold this. Right? Why? The Rambam is learned in the Mishnah, the Mishnah Nedarim. The Mishnah Nedarim says, "Kunam shani oseh leficha." Imagine a person comes and he says that this is a woman coming and saying that anything that I do is asur to you, right, as like korban, which means that now her maaseh yadeh, her work, if she's going to work, is going to be prohibited to the husband. So it says, "En tzarich lafet," he doesn't have to do a farat nedarim, and she cannot prohibit this, right, with the neder. Okay, so now he says, Rabbi Akiva says, "Yafet, he should do a farat nedarim." Why? Shema tadif alav yoter min ha'ra'ui lo. Because maybe by match, let's say she's going to start working, she's going to start making tons of money, right? Machine, So what happens? There's extra. That extra is already going to be prohibited because of the extra, not because of the exact what it was supposed to be, but anything extra. So because of that, he should do a farat nedarim. Now, 1 second. Here, everything's davar shelo ba'olam. She didn't make any money yet. It's going to be on the future, and still, Adam HaKadosh told davar shelo ba'olam according to Rabbi Akiva. So it comes out the kiddushin should be chal according to Rabbi Akiva, even if it's going to be davar shelo ba'olam. So a person comes and he says he's going to marry a woman when she converts. Right now, she's not converted. Right, or he's going to marry her when she gets freed, or he's going to get married to her when she gets divorced, or right now it's not here. But a person could be makneh davar shelo ba'olam. So according to that, according to Rabbi Akiva, she would be married. Answers the Gemara, Hayit Maralai, who's already stated, Amar Ravuna ben Yeshua says, Ravuna ben Yeshua, Be'omeret yikadshu yadai le'oseh. Says no, the hands are in this world, and therefore what she's saying is that her hands, which HaKadosh Baruch Hu created, should be sanctified for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which means she's not prohibiting that which comes from her hands. She's prohibiting the hands themselves on her husband. The the hands are in this world. So when she comes and she says, I'm prohibiting on my husband, right? He's not prohibiting the husband the food or the money which comes out through her hands. She's prohibiting her hands on the husband. And therefore, since the hands are in this world, therefore it's not a proof that it could be makneh davar shelo ba'olam. Really, the hands are ba'olam, and therefore that's why it works according to Rabbi Akiva. So don't bring me a proof now that according to Rabbi Akiva, right? He holds it. No, it's not true. Here we're talking about the davar shelo ba'olam. Why? Because it's the hands. And they started arguing with Rav Nachman Yitzchak. The Amar Rav Nachman Yitzchak says Rav Nachman Yitzchak, Rav Huna holds like Rav, and Rav holds like a Biyanai. And Rabbi Yanai holds like Bechia, and Rabbi Chia holds like Rabbi, and Rabbi Meir, and Rabbi Meir like Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, and Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov like Rabbi Akiva, the Amar that he says, Adam makresh davar shelo ba'olam. That means according to this shita of Rav Huna, right? Rav Huna ben Yeshua, that's how we started, right? So he comes out over here and he says that they're explaining the shita of Rabbi Akiva, right? That really be'emet. So one more time, you have Rav Huna ben Yeshua and you have Rav Huna, right? And you have Rav Huna ben Yeshua and you have Rav Nachman ben Yitzchak. So according to Shittat Rav Nachman ben Yitzchak, a person could be, right? And this is Shittat Rabbi Akiva, Adam makneh davar shelo ba'olam. According to Rav Huna ben Yeshua, he doesn't hold that because that was the yikadshu yadai le'oseh, that it does not apply. Okay? So now we're going to try to analyze one by one. Meaning, because remember, Rav Nachman ben Yitzchak was the one that said that the Rav Huna holds like Rav. Which Rav Huna? We're going to have to understand. Then we're going to have to find out who's the Rav like Rav Nachman, right? Like Rav Yanai. Rav Yanai like Rav Chia. Rav Chia like Rabbi. Rav Meir. Right? Continue going until you got to Rabbi Akiva. Okay? So Rav Huna Mai. What is the case of Rav Huna? So he says the Itman was stated. Hamocher perot dekel lechavero. Imagine right now you sell the fruits of your palm tree to your friend. Now the fruits didn't come out yet, right? But you're selling them. So imagine right now I come and I tell you, listen, you want some fruits? I'm going to sell you fruits. Where are the fruits? No, they're going to grow. Whatever grows, I sell it to you, right? It's yours in the future. So Amar Ravuna says, Ad shelo ba'u la'olam, yachol lo yachzor. Before they come to the world, he could retract. So imagine right now I sell it to you, and all of a sudden the price goes up. I'm a smart guy. What do I tell you? I'm retracting. Why? Make much more money. Well, I'm selling it to you the old price. Why? Because it still didn't come up. As long as it didn't come up, yeah, it's there. One more time. So Ravuna comes and he says, Ad shelo ba'o le'olam, before the fruits have grown, yachol lachzor bo, you could retract. Right? Why? Because the kinyan was not chal. What was the kinyan? The kinyan was, I give you the money, and then you give me the fruits. There's no fruits yet. So since there's no fruits, there's no kinyan. Yeah, you heard. There's no kinyan yet, because the kinyan is the fruit, so I never got it. It's like, for example, I'm going to buy merchandise. So I come in and say, Mordechai, give me the merchandise. I give you the money. You never deliver the merchandise yet. If you never deliver it, I tell you, give me the money back. I don't want, fine. So I cancel the transaction. Call up the credit card company, boom, cancel it, the money. Why? I never got the merchandise. If you give me the merchandise, it's it. Even if you give me a little bit of the merchandise. But as long as you didn't hand me over the merchandise, I could retract. Says the Gemara, but once they came to this world, and you cannot retract. Rav Nachman says, even if they came to the world, you could still retract. So you see from here, Rav Nachman is coming and he's arguing that even if they did come to the world, you can retract. Rav Nachman says, Nachman Modina. However, though I do agree to this, that what? That if right now the lokat grabbed the fruits and he started eating before he was chazar b'hamochet, and motzin mimen, we do not take it out from him. Actually, that was Rab. One more time. We just said that this is arguing on Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak, because Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak says the name of Ravuna. That Ravuna holds a Rav, Rav like Rabbi Yanai, Rabbi like Rabbi Chia, Chia like Rabbi, Rabbi like Rabbi Meir, Rabbi like Rabbi Yaakov, Rabbi Yaakov like Rabbi Akiva. That they all say, right? So now we're going to come and we're going to try to understand what is Shita of Rav. Rav de Amar Ravuna Amar Rav says Rav, Haomer lechavero sadeh zo shani lokeach lekshekachena kenuya lecha me'achshav kana. Imagine right now I come to Mordechai. I say, you know, Mordechai, I'm going to make a very good business transaction. I'm going to buy this field. When I buy this field, it's yours. It's yours. When I buy the field, it's yours. Yeah, I'm giving it to you from now. Now, right now, 1 second. Is it mine? Is it right now mine? It's not mine. So can I give it to him even before I bought it? That's the question. Says the Gemara, kana. He acquires it. Why? Right? He acquires it and he cannot even retract. Meaning, if I buy it and afterwards I say, you know, Mordechai, I don't want to give it to you. I prefer to give it to Lo. Yeah, I can't. Because the second that I told it to him, Adam makne davar shelo ba'olam, right? And therefore what? Therefore it helps. Therefore it works. Okay, so that was Shita of Rab. Next, Rabbi Yanai. Rabbi Yanai Rabbi Chia. He said Rabbi Yanai holds like Rabbi Chia. Rabbi Yanai Arisa. Rabbi Yanai had an aris. An aris is a sharecropper. In the olden days, the way, very similar to it, but listen, right? The way that it was in the olden days, people wouldn't come and work for a salary. They would work for the share in the crop. So it's called the sharecropper. What does that mean? So let's say he would come to my field. He would work in my field, but I wouldn't give him green bills. I wouldn't give him dollar bills. I would give him a share in the crop. So he would take, whether it's going to be shalish, ravia, whatever, even chetzi, it all depends on the sharecropper, right? And the business transaction we make. So he would take. Now, technically, he would use part of it, obviously, for eating. And the rest he would sell. And then he would also they would switch commodities. You understand? That's the way that they used to work in the olden days. So it says here, Renai had a aris. They have a mighty kanta the pain Shabbat. I used to bring every single Erev Shabbat, right, a basket of perot lechot Shabbat. How yoma? There was one Erev Shabbat. Right? It was already the regular time. He didn't come. Right? So Renai comes and he says, well, what's going to happen here? Doesn't know what's going on. Shakala said the bete alayim. So he went and he separated maaser from the perot of this house, right, on the perot that they're going to bring in. Right? So now the question is, does that work or not? Meaning, he's going to receive fruits from the sharecropper. Now, when you receive the fruit, you have to take off masrot. Now, you know on Shabbat, you can't take off masrot. So what did he do, though? It's already coming late. He doesn't know when the guy's coming. The sharecropper always comes at 2 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock. The guy didn't arrive yet. So now, all of a sudden, he's afraid. So what does he do? he comes and he separates the maaser on the fruits which they're going to bring him, the aris. Now again, it's the Shalom because whoever said the aris is going to bring you anything. You understand? Whoever told you anything that's going to come. Right? But he separated the fruits from it, from the maaser. No, that's what he's saying here. He took off the maaser even before it came. So he came in front of Rabbi Chia to ask, Elmaleh and Chia answered him, Shapira Vanta. It's good what you just did. The Tanya was learned in the Braita to do with the Hashem said, the man till man yirat Hashem lokech Elul Shabbatot. What does that mean? You have to be careful that you're not allowed to be mitbatel from the oneg Shabbat because of Tikkun HaTevet. So therefore, be careful to be mitaken HaTevet in order that you should not be mitbatel from oneg Shabbat of Perot and Yom Tov. Right? So therefore, you're allowed to do that. So says the Gemara, lemay hilchata. Right? What does that mean exactly? What does that mean that you have to be careful from on Shabbat Yom Tovim? If you're going to tell me that we're talking about taking off the maaser and then eating it, this is what you need a pasuk to permit you doing tiltul, right? Which is something which is only the Rabbanan. At the end of the day, right? Since when you're going to be mitaken the perot, they're fitting for eating, right? So he comes and he says it's like it's tikkun kli, right? That's what we're going to say. However, though he comes and he says, right? But this is only tiltul muktzeh. Muktzeh is only the Rabbanan. Why do I need a pasuk in the Torah to permit you to do something the Rabbanan? What's going on exactly, right? So says the Gemara, Elalah, but rather tzadikim yom bet, tzadikim right 93b. But for sure, we're talking about that you're allowed to separate from your own property for the tzorech, for the necessity of oneg Shabbat. So from the story of Rabbi Yanai and from the Drasha of Rabbi Chia, you see that they both hold that Adam maknesh is davar shel olam. Because technically speaking, they should have said, like what John Paul said before, who in the world said you're going to receive it? So how does it even work, right, that you're able to come and you're going to start being mafresh davar shel olam? It doesn't make sense. So says the Gemara, Elmaleh, so Rabbi Yanai comes and tells Rabbi Chia, Veha kriyum bechelma. He says, what they told me on that little Shabbat, they told me in the pasuk, Kaneh ratzutz. What does it mean, Kaneh ratzutz? That means they went and they said Kaneh ratzutz, that they're telling him, right, something to do with the actions of his day. Kaneh is a reed, right? There is a tzutz which is crushed. So he says, my love, coming, were they not coming and telling me, that means I didn't do something right? That means basically I went and I did something that's not right. They went and they told me this words, and I right away connected with the pasuk. The pasuk says it's not good what I did. So he comes and he says, no, this is what they told you. It's a pasuk in Yeshaya. Which means, right, that pasuk is talking about which means that you actually did something good today. And if he went and he took the siman from his dream, he took it in the wrong way. He took a kilu, it's a bad sign. So no, the opposite, it's a good sign. Okay, next. Rabbi said that Adam makneh davar shelo b'olam. The time was learned in the Braita, right? This is in the Varim of Gimel. Lo taskir eved eladonav. What does that mean? Rabbi says, what are you talking about? We're talking about, right, that a person, right, is taking an eved al menat leshachero in order to free him. So the one that's purchasing him is obligated lo lishtabedbo, which means not to use him. Okay? So he comes and he says like this. What's the case exactly? That means he wrote to them before he acquired it. Imagine a person comes and he goes to an eved, and he says that the second that I'm going to buy you, you're going to become free. Now, when is he writing this? Before he bought it, right? So what does that mean? So therefore he says that the second that he buys him, he becomes free immediately, and therefore he's not allowed to subjugate. He cannot make him more. Why? Because he's already a free man. So you see from here that it's a person could be makneh davar shel olam. But the fact that he went and he already gave him his freedom before even buying him, how does he do that? It's not his, right? He's not his yet. So he comes and he says, okay, fine. So that was the shita of Rabbi. So we saw Rabbi Yanai, Rabbi Chia, Rabbi. Now we are in Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Meir, the time was learned in the Braita. Haomer leisha, arei mekudesh li lachar shet beyeh. Imagine the guy is a goy. He comes to a woman and says, "You're going to be married to me after I convert, right? Or after you convert." She's a goya, and he comes and he gives her the ring and he says, "You're going to be married to me after you convert, or after I become free from becoming a slave, or after you become free from becoming a slave, after your husband dies." Yeah, imagine a person goes to a woman, after your husband dies, here's a ring. Or what? It's the sister-in-law. Yeah, what happens is that the sister's he comes to sister-in-law, yeah, after your sister dies. Boom, here it is. Yeah? Yeah? The question is the sister gonna die or he gonna die? Whichever one. But okay. Right, exactly. She's almost done. Yeah. After, right, the Yavam does the chalitza to you, and a mekudeshet. In all these cases, it's not going to be a kiddushin. Right? That's what the Gemara says. Why? Comes the Rabbi says mekudeshet. She's married. She's married. So that means the condition, once fulfilled, she's a married woman. Because obviously the husband is still alive. So the husband is still alive. You can't acquire a woman, right? She's still a married woman. No. But Adam makne devar shel. So the second the husband dies, from now. Yeah?
So who says that she's not?
Chachamim. Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov. Yeah, Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov comes and he says now, as follows. He comes and he says, right? The time we learned to the right, Yeter al ken, Amar Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, more than that Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov says, Afilu im amar perot arugah zo, hatzushim yu truma al perot arugah zo mefubarim. Imagine a person comes and says, the fruits of this furrow, of this row, which are tzushim, are going to be truma on the perot of this one, which are mefubarim. Or the opposite, perot arugah zo mefubarim, or perot arugah zo tzushim. Once it starts becoming a shlish, right? So he says, "Vitalshu," right? And I'm going to approve it. I'm going to detach it, which means that he actually called the name of truma before it became a shlish, and then they're not having truma there, right? So he comes and he says, "So what it was the halacha?" So he comes and he says, right? It's going to be chal the truma. Ve'viu shlish v'nitrashu. Right? What does that mean? Even though during the time of the Amidah, he's not going to be chayav, right? Again, if you hold the Makdesh Tov Shalom, remember, we're always in that shita. But if you're going to hold that the person cannot be Makdesh Tov Shalom, there's nothing what to talk about here. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing here. You said nothing, right? It's only according to the shita, the Adam Makdesh Tov Shalom. He comes over here, Dvarav Kayami, right? Here is going to be Kayam. Okay? So that was the shita of Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov. Okay, next shita. Rabbi Akiva. What does Rabbi Akiva say? The Tanan, we learned to the Mishnah. Yeah, he comes and he says like this. Kunam shani oseh leficha. Right, this was our case that we started off the Gemara. Right, imagine a woman comes and she says, right, anything that I do is going to be like to you like a korban, which means you're not allowed to benefit from it. And he doesn't have to do a faran. Rabbi Akiva says you should do a faran nedrim. Once it's going to become okay, nikuda. Okay, so until here we're clear. So these are all the different people that they hold. Adam makne davar shelo ba leolam. This obviously argues, and this is going to be a machloket in Shitat Rabbi Akiva, right? Because this Shita held that according to Rabbi Akiva, Adam makne davar shelo leolam, and the other one said that he doesn't hold that because there she was being makdishya dying, her hands, and her hands are something which are bound. So there's machloket. What is Shitat Rabbi Akiva? Next, so they came and they asked from Rav Sheshat, what happens if you have one witness in a Yevamah, right? What is the halacha? Is she permitted to do Yibum or not? Meaning like this. Until now in our Mishnah, we were talking about one witness. And because of this one witness, she could come and she could get married to another person, right? That's Isha Daiko Mitzvah. Yeah, that is one person, one witness, she could get married to somebody else. What happens right now? Somebody comes from Medinat Yam and says the husband died. Now they don't have any children. So now if they don't have any children, she has to Yibum. So from that one witness, does she do Yibum or not? Our Mishnah was when we talked about marriage to another man. Does she do Yibum or not? So it says right? right? Do you tell me the reasoning of why is Edechad Ne'eman? Is it because it's a Gilui Milta Be'alma, which means Davar Davidi Leglui is something which is going to become revealed. It's something which is going to become revealed, you're not going to lie about it. So how can I be to give you're not going to lie about it? Or Dilma, maybe Tamat Edechad, the reasoning of Edechad is because we should be Daika Mitzvah, but she's going to start looking into it very well, and then she's going to get married. But over here, given the Zimnin Derachmalei, it could be that sometimes she likes a Yavam. So lo Daika Mitzvah. She's not going to be Choker right before doing the Yibum. Which means like this. What's the reasoning of Edechad? That's a Hakira. Is the Edechad because we're going to come and we're going to say that the reasoning of Edechad is because something that's going to become revealed, you're not going to lie. Right? Which means, right, something which is revealed, you don't lie. Right? You don't lie about it. Yeah? Very, very important. Rav Sheshat says, Tini Tua, we already learned it. Where do we learn it? Right? Above, when we learned the Mishnah and Bet Amud Aleph, Amrula, they told her, Met Benech, the son died, and then afterwards, Met Balech, that the husband died. And then she did Yibum. Amrula, and then afterwards they told her, Yach but it was the opposite. At first it was the husband, and then the child, Tetzeh, who said what? She has to get divorced from the Yavam. We said that it's going to be Mamzer. Obviously, we're talking about their Rabbanans, right? But it's going to be, right? But it's going to be what? It's going to be, right? No, sorry, there could be a Doraita, sorry, because there was an Ishatach, right? That was another case with Rabbanan. Could be an Ishatach, so it is a Doraita. Right? Mamash Mamzer. So says the Gemara, hey, what's the case? If you're going to tell me that it was two witnesses and then another two witnesses, so my Chazid is Samach Dahani, Samochani. Why are you going to come and be Samach on one and not? One more time. You have two witnesses that come and say that the son died and then it was the husband. If the son died, then the husband dies. So what does she have to do? She has to do Yibum, right? Now what happened? Another two witnesses come and say, no, first it was the husband, then it was the son. So if the husband died and then the son, right? There's no Yibum anymore. So what did she do Yibum for? So 1 second, but it's two against two. Why are you relying upon these two? Maybe Rabbi Yehuda, and furthermore, can you say it's a mamzer? Right? Maximum you could say safek mamzer. Maximum you could say safek mamzer. Right? Not a mamzer that died. It's a safek. Because we don't know, we have a doubt what happened. The chitei malo dak. Now you're going to tell me that the Tana was not with the yek, which means that his covenant was that they met it's safek mamzer. Even though it says in the Mishnah mamzer, it didn't mean mamash mamzer. It meant safek mamzer. The Sefer says, Harishon mamzer v'acharon eno mamzer. Shema mina dav k'tanim. If you're so precise in your words later on we were precise, that we said that the first child is considered a mamzer and the second child, right, is not considered a mamzer. So obviously, when we said in the other case in the Reisha that they're both mamzerim, it meant that they're both mamzerim, not one is safek mamzer. But rather, obviously, there was only one witness. And since there was only one witness, so therefore you see from here that she could go and do Yibum. So this is the proof that even with one witness, a woman could go and do Yibum. The Ta'ama, and the reason why is that to betray a chashua, right? So he says the reason why Be'emet, the adut of one witness is going to be believed, is it not because when two witnesses come, they're going to be machlish as adut? Or if not, he would have been believed. So you see from here that Ed Echad is going to make a woman believe in order for her to come and to do the Yibum. So therefore, it comes out that our Mishnah is talking about Ed Echad, and the Ed Echad is permitting for Yibum. So now we're going to go to the Lashon Acher from another thing, okay? And now we're going to go to the following. Some people say, right? You're not going to ask me if the edut of an Ed Echad is going to come and permit Yibum. Even she will be. Meaning, in a case of her getting married to another husband, she's not believed. But in the case of Yibum, even she herself is believed. Why? The Tanam is we learned in the Mishnah later on, Dalet Amud Bet. Haisha she'amna met bali tinaseh. A woman comes and she says the husband died, and she's not chayavet Yibum. She's allowed to get married, right? On her own words. Met bali, right? What happens if she says met bali? Tijabem. She can also do Yibum. So you see from here, right? We can't even ask about Ed Echad Ne'eman L'Terisha Yibum. Why? Because even to herself, she doesn't need another Ed. She herself could permit herself to Yibum. So says the Gemara, so Kiti Ba'elecha. So when is it safek then? about the Edechad. To permit her to the world, right? Why? To permit the Yevamos to the shuk, right? That means basically specifying who died first, the son or the husband. My time of the Echad, what's reasoning of the Echad? We shouldn't mean that David Mishkan suddenly into the Gile. Hachanami no Mishkan, so to hear she's not going to lie, right? So to hear the Echad is not going to lie, right? Or Dima, maybe Tamad the Echad should be Daika mitzvah, the Hadu mitzvah. Here she's not going to start looking into it, right? Why? The mitzvah, right? The Sanyale, because she hates the Yavam. Meaning like this. The previous case, we thought that she loved the Yavam. There was like a chemistry. So there was already chemistry. She's not going to look into it. She's going to get married to him without looking into it. Here, she hates a brother-in-law. Right? It happens. It all depends. Sometimes you either love or you hate. Depends who and who. Yeah? So all of a sudden, she hates a brother-in-law. So she's not going to start looking into the Ed or not. Ed comes and he says that first, who died? The husband died, and then the son. And therefore, she doesn't need to do Yibum. You think that she's going to look into it? She's going to run to get married to somebody else. So she hates the Yavam so much that she's going to go running. She's not going to look into it. So you shouldn't believe it. Okay? So the just on top. So the Gemara answered the Malula Shashat. So we also learn this. Right? When he said and she got married. And then afterwards they came and they told her Chiluf, Advarim, it was the opposite. It's going to be Manzer. We're going to ask the same question now. It's the case, 2 and 2, so on and so forth, then we'll go continue tomorrow. Have a wonderful